Hello YouTube, Zippo enthusiast down under here. Today I'm going to be looking at some changes that are happening to the 41 replicas and to the vintage look lighters. How I found this out is I've recently acquired these vintage looks. I haven't had any in my collection until very recently. I have had some 41 replicas for a while, and I recently bought this black crackle one to finish off my collection of the different finishes. And what I've noticed is that on my other 41 replicas, marked 2020, they have the patent number stamped on them. As you can see that there, which is correct for the 41 model lighters that were originally produced. And the change that's happening is that on the 2021 model lighters, they're no longer stamping them with the patent number. Instead, they're using 1941 replica stamps. So my initial impression was that I was a little disappointed to get this, given that I feel like this is less of an accurate replica because it doesn't have the patent stamp they originally had back in 41, like my other ones do. I felt like it didn't complete my collection. I have been fortunate enough to be dealing with a pretty good retailer, and they have been able to help me out in sourcing one with the patent stamp, with the black crackle finish. So shout out to johnnyblade.com.au for helping me out with that. And I will talk about the vintage looks also, or the 37 replicas, depending on what you call them. They are the same thing. Now, I've got a 2020 model vintage look here, and it has the patent number stamped on the bottom also. Whereas the new 2021 vintage looks are no longer got the patent stamp on them, and instead they have got vintage stamped there in their place. So this is just something to be aware of, guys. If you are a collector or a die-hard fan like myself, this is just something you may want to know before you jump into making your next purchase. I can recommend that anyone that is interested in getting something with the patent stamp, or vintage or 41 replica, anything like that, whatever you're after, make sure you contact your seller. If you're concerned about it, let them know particularly what you're after, because they're all still called the same thing. 41 replicas, they don't let you know about the changes. Zippo, like official Zippo, doesn't let you know about the changes. I actually got in contact with my retailer who kind of put me back through to Zippo, and they were able to tell me that this is a change they are going forward with from 2021 onwards. And I'm kind of sharing this video as this information's, it's not readily available. You've got to do some investigating, a little bit of research. You've got to contact the Zippo to find this stuff out. It's not something they sort of make you aware of on their site. I will show you here with the 1935 replicas. As far as I know, since their production, they have always been stamped with 1935 replica on the bottom. So while I can't tell you why Zippo has made this change, I can tell you that they have definitely confirmed it is something they're doing. Eventually, these patent number stamped ones will completely phase out, and only the people that own them will have them. Unless you're finding retailers or people online elsewhere that are specifically selling older stock, you will either get the vintage stamp or the 1941 replica stamp. So that's just my little informative video here today, guys. Let you guys know of the changes. Once again, like, the lighters are still exactly the same other than the stamps, referring to the 41 replica stamp or the vintage or patent number stamp. They're still the same thing. They're still the same quality. but it's just something that's more for the diehard collectors that want to finish something off. Like particularly with the 41 replicas for myself, I feel like not having the patent stamp on the bottom, it's less of an accurate replica. That's just my personal feelings regarding that, but it's something I wanted to share with other people just to make you guys aware. Anyway, if you found it informative or helpful, interesting, leave me a thumbs up. If you have any questions, suggestions, or requests, let me know in the comment section and I will get back to everyone. If you want to see my upcoming videos, make sure you subscribe to my channel. And yeah, guys, I'll see you next time.